Week 2. I am 1-0. Chargers won 19-0 against the Texans. Eric, how did your week one go?
I won 34-13 against the Jackson.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm looking to
the
target.
Chiefs.
What's
Chiefs
that?
are getting ready to play. The Chiefs are getting ready to play.
Yeah.
I like watching it.
Looking to get DeMarcus Robinson some
more touches.
More touches. 600 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's my goal for this week.
Really? For DeMarcus?
So, for DeMarcus Robinson, yes.
It's 200 yards? Sorry, 600 yards?
Yes, 600 yards.
I mean, that would be pretty ideal for most players.
It would be. Tommy Townsend to kick it off, and Desmond King will just take it in the Are you
Make the block. Martin, okay, want me to start commentating it? Well, it would sound weird. One of us should commentate, the other one should not.
I'll commentate my game, and you can just say along with me, you know.
Okay.
First
So
play,
Chargers.
1. Chargers get maybe 2 yards.
Okay. Well,
Hey,
great. Coming in from the Indianapolis game, a quick 16-yard reception to the rookie Mike Peters Jr., as I'm going to start calling it. There has been a bad thing for the Indianapolis Colts. They have lost their center to a bruised kneecap. He is unlikely to return this game.
Unfortunate news, you can just only hope and pray those kids are all right.
Yeah, I mean, I hope and pray every night that my offensive line stays safe.
Meanwhile, Justin Herbert goes down a huge loss of 7 yards from Chris Jones.
Really? Chris Jones, the Pro Bowl All-Pro defensive tackle, makes plays across the field. He's really the heart and soul of that defensive line.
And he looked like Sasquatch coming for his jerky. And Tyreek Hill will return this one. And he'll get up to the 44-yard line.
Tyreek Hill's a dangerous punt returner. You gotta admit.
Yes, he is. And
he can make any man miss.
Onto the field, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense.
Dang. Well, it was a pretty
Dangerous
bad week
any
for
day of the
Mahomes last week. It was all their supposed running game. Got like 100 yards.
And Mahomes in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Derwin James, a 14-yard sack, and that is going to be a non-ideal first play for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Dang. Well, just to tell you, got some great news for all football fans. LaShawn McCoy takes his first snap as an Indianapolis Colt for 12 yards granted.
And meanwhile, this is Darwin Thompson gaining about 11 of those yards back, bringing up a 3rd and 5. Very manageable for Patrick Mahomes.
That does sound rather manageable.
And Mahomes will look to scramble with it, and he'll have the first down, a gain of about 9.
Okay. I mean, Mahomes is this deadly secret. And you always think of his arm, but you never think of his legs in any play.
Yeah, Mahomes can definitely get you with the legs, especially if you don't spy him. He's not a
100%.
Not a Kyler Murray or Lamar by any means, but he can still get it done. Now Clyde Edwards-Helaire gaining about 8.
Really? That's about better than what he got on last week. What a disappointing draft pick. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know.
Is it too early to tell?
I think so, at least in real life. Right now, when he takes up the middle for another gain of about 8, brings up another 7 downs.
Hold up. We got a score update down here in Indianapolis. The Indianapolis Colts tie it back up after a drive lasting like 3 minutes. The extra point. And it is wide to the right.
And that's interesting you say that as a score update here from Los Angeles, as Sammy Watkins tastes the sweet nectar of the end zone, and Kansas City will strike first. 6-0 pending the extra point.
So Sammy Watkins made it into the period killer zone and then into the dead zone?
I guess so. Butker's kick, perfect right down the middle, 7-0 in favor of Kansas City.
7-6, Minnesota is leading with the ball with 6 seconds left on their 25. 6 seconds in the first quarter. Oh! Turnover! Kirk Cousins with a boneheaded turnover to Moore the second. Interception. Big play by Moore. The Indianapolis Colts have a shot at taking the lead. They are in the field goal range at the 20-yard line. The first snap of this is a run, 1 yard.
And Herbert gets his first completion. It's a gain of 14 to Hunter Henry.
That sounds painful to watch for Chiefs fans. I mean, but y'all admit, Hunter Henry is this great tight end. He can get injured a bit, but when he plays, he's amazing.
Herbert back to pass, throwing it low. And another completion to Hunter Henry. No, he dropped it.
Oh,
it would have been a gain of about... No, now they're saying he caught it. 2nd and inches will be coming.
Okay. Weird call there. There's this weird calls from your game, it appears.
Yeah, he must have just put the ball down.
Okay, makes sense.
And Herbert in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Rashad Fenton got in the backfield and smothers him for a loss of 9, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
I mean, everyone talks about how awful the Chiefs' defense is, but they have one thing on their side. They got actually 2 things. They got a good safety, and then a decent pass rush, especially with Chris Jones and the amazing, awe-inspiring Frank Clark.
Sack Nation.
And we have an update from Indianapolis here. It's 3rd and goal on the 9. In the Indianapolis Colts drive, it seemed to stall after back-to-back tackles for a loss. The Indianapolis Colts are out and getting ready to throw the ball. Good old Sammy Darnold takes the snap, and it's broken up off of the hands of Michael Parsons, or whatever his name is. Michael Pascal, or whatever. I didn't hear what the announcer said. So now we're looking at a field goal. Will Rodrigo redeem himself after missing the extra point? And it is good. Rodrigo makes that field goal. The game is now 9-7. Back to you, Grady.
Right now, the Chiefs are in some trouble. 3rd and 14 coming up for Kansas City, deep in Charger territory. Will Mahomes be able to sling it? Remember, Chip lost in the Super Bowl. Seems like Mahomes is all too familiar with these 3rd and longs.
And I had to
dump
guess.
It off, and not quite to the first down. About a gain of 11, and will bring up a 4th and 4.
You know, that's not what I would have seen happening, but from what I saw, there was some pressure. Is that correct?
There was some pressure indeed.
So there was some pressure in this fight. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. But I would say if Mahomes has ample time to throw, he's arguably the best QB in the league.
And Rashad Fenton just flew down there and stopped Desmond King for only a return of 2 yards.
Really? That's just an amazing tackle.
They'll run it with Eckler, and he will be tackled by a horde of Chiefs led by Alex Okafor.
Really, Alex Okafor is an interesting little fellow, if I do say so myself. He's rather underrated on the Chief defense. Oh, update, and it's since in Indianapolis, it's 3rd down right at 2:30. And the Vikings converted down to their 30-yard line. They have 70 yards to go before punching it in the end zone. The score is 9-7.
Chargers facing a 3rd and 4. Herbert back to pass, slings it to the sideline. It'll be caught for a first down, a gain of only 6 yards, but enough for a first down nonetheless. Back to you in Indianapolis.
Thank you, Grady, but there's not been much, just a couple runs. The Vikings taking it to the 2-minute warning, about to end the first half. The score is 9-7. It is 2nd and 2. Let's see what the Vikings will do. Kirk Cousins getting ready with his hands up against the center's recta. He takes the snap, looks over the field, and DeForest Buckner crashing in, knocking him down. He was able to get the ball off to Carlos Hyde for a loss of 3. It's 3rd and 6. And Kirk Cousins takes his snap, surveys the field, pressure comes up the middle, and throws it away. Excuse me, sorry. The Vikings now punt the ball back to Indianapolis. Rodgers takes the ball and is actually going to go for it. He gets a few yards. He gets, oh wait, there's a flag on the field. A flag for holding on the receiving team. Backs them up to their own 25. Back to you, Grady. Back to Los Angeles.
And for the first time today, the Chargers are in Kansas City Chiefs territory. Running a little screen, but it's snuffed out. Oh no, he broke in the tackle. Austin Eckler getting all the way down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. A nice broken tackle from Austin Eckler. And LA looking to punch it in for the first time against Kansas City. Herbert back to pass. Looking over the middle, he'll dump it off to Eckler, but Eckler stood up there.
He was stood up again?
By L'Jarius Sneed. Sneed got there.
Sneed's an interesting little fellow, if I do say so myself. He's rather underrated on that defensive. On that defense.
So the Chargers will be facing a 3rd and 3 from the 5-yard line. Say there's an incompletion here. Do you go for it on 4th and 3 from the 5?
What's the score? Is it 7-0?
7-0 Kansas City on top. Herbert looking to pass. His pass is caught at the 1, but he does not get into the end zone. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1 yard. Chargers looking to press. Really
they're trying to tie this game up. They do not want to go down. Herbert wants to prove that he is a great quarterback. I mean, Herbert's got all the potential in the world to be amazing, but potential.
And hold up, Austin Eckler into the end zone. 6-7 Chargers pending the extra point.
Oh, really? So the Chargers are looking to tie it up here?
Looking to tie it up. Tyrod Taylor with the hold. The kick, perfect, right down the middle. 7-7 game here in Los Angeles.
Thank you, Grady. Right now, we have the Indianapolis Colts driving furiously down into Vikings territory. There is about 20 seconds left in the half, and they are on the Vikings' 34-yard line.
So we'll see what Patrick... Sorry, you go ahead. My apologies.
No. I'll just... No. It's fine. It's fine.
So Patrick Mahomes coming out with the ball. 52 seconds left in the half. We'll see what he can do. Starting from his own 27, if he can generate a late score here in the first half, 7-7 tie.
How much time is on the clock?
52 seconds left in the half. Mahomes back to pass. Looking, fires. He has Tyreek Hill, amazing toe-tapping grab. Inbounds. The clock's still running. The Chiefs do a hurry-up offense. Mahomes takes the snap. Back in the pocket. He's going to scramble, and he'll just have to throw this one away into the stands. Back to you.
But hey, Indianapolis Colts have been stopped by the Minnesota Vikings defense. It's 3rd and 10 on their 34. They are going to kick it. And the kick is blocked and no good. Back to you at the start of the 3rd quarter here in Indianapolis.
Mahomes looking to take the pass. He's going to look for a Hill. Downfield wide open at the 20s. And tripped up at the 15 down to the 13-yard line. 20 seconds left. And a timeout called by Kansas City. And Patrick Mahomes knocking on the door in lightning fashion here in Los Angeles.
What an amazing offense that Kansas City Chiefs have. It's just so dynamic.
They can beat you all day. Patrick Mahomes looking for DeMarcus Robinson down to the 1. Timeout taken by Kansas City. 1 left. 15 seconds. They're at the 1-yard line.
So the score here in Indianapolis has not changed. At the start of the 3rd quarter, Grady, the Indianapolis Colts have just crossed the 50-yard line, keeping their pace up from since the end of the 2nd quarter. Sorry.
Mahomes will take this from the 1-yard line. We'll hand it off to Anthony Sherman, the sausage, and he is in for a Kansas City touchdown. 13-7 pending the extra point with just seconds left in the first half here in Los Angeles.
Okay. I mean, Harrison Butker just looks like Woody from Toy Story. Don't you agree?
And he does. And as his kick a little left, still it through the uprights and good. 14-7 Kansas City. 13 seconds left to go in the half. Tommy Townsend to kick it.
Okay.
And his kick will be taken by Desmond King midway through the end zone, and he will take a knee. So Justin Herbert, with 13 seconds to go, seeing what he can do, making those late game time throws.
Who gets the ball to start half?
I believe Kansas City.
It lost Kansas City. So
and they'll run it with Eckler. Eckler with big room, but only because the Kansas City Chiefs defense was playing sticks coverage. Gotta love that sticks coverage.
It's great for end of games when you've been needing to stop a big throw, but when it comes down,
Herbert throws a little dump off. Chargers take a timeout with only 4 seconds left on the clock. They will try a very deep, this one from 60 yards out. Tyrod Taylor to hold. The kick is up. Lined up good, but it falls short. And it's 14-7 heading to the half here at Los Angeles. Back to you, Eric.
What an amazing game back in Los Angeles. But really the big news here in the Indianapolis is the Colts are in the red zone driving. It's third down now though. Jonathan Taylor just got his second carry of the game. So he's such an intriguing youngster. It's now 3rd and 5. Indianapolis looks to extend their lead with a touchdown, hopefully. They run the ball with Taylor again. It is now 4th and 1 from Vikings 7-yard line.
Holmes will run a little screen. DeAndre Washington, and Washington getting to the outside in a nice angle for a gain of 16 yards and a first down. 4 receptions, 41 yards for DeAndre Washington here today in Los Angeles.
Big update here in Indianapolis. The coach decides to go for it on 4th down. And Frank Reich made the right play call, handing it off to his fullback with a gain of 5. The Colts are now knocking on the front door of Indianapolis, the Vikings, to score a touchdown and extend their lead.
Mahomes, 2nd and 10. Deep inside Kansas City territory. Mahomes throwing it to Kelsey, first down, a gain of 11. Kansas City in a hurry up. Mahomes fakes the screen. They'll scramble out, and he'll just have to throw this one away.
Big update here in Indianapolis. It is 4th and goal from the 1, and the Vikings are trying to have the goal line stand. Frank Reich yet again calls another 4th down play to keep his offense on the field. Sam Darnold takes the snap and hands it to Jonathan Taylor for the touchdown. The Colts' score is now 15-7 pending extra points. And Rodrigo is ready to kick. He takes it. It's through the uprights. It's good. The score is now 16-7. Back to
you. Chiefs drive stalls at the 45. Tommy Townsend will be on to punt. Townsend punt very low, almost a squib punt, and it was fumbled by Los Angeles, and Kansas City will pick it up. It'll be Kansas City ball at the Charger 28-yard line. A misfortune here on the Chargers special teams unit, as Kansas City will get the ball back at the 28-yard line.
Wow. I mean, the Chargers just have historically one of the worst special team units out in the history of the league. I mean, you remember the year when they had the number 1 offense and defense and still missed the playoffs? That was all because their special teams was the worst in the league. I mean, a good team has all 3 sides, all 3 positions of the football team working in tandem.
And Kansas City, another screen to DeAndre Washington. That one a gain of 8. It will be 2nd and 2 from the 20-yard line. Kansas City now in the red zone. Mahomes shotgun DeAndre Washington to his right. Hill left, Robinson and Watkins to the right. Travis Kelce in motion. Over to DeAndre Washington, and he will get minimal yards. It will be 3rd and 1.
Big play here in Indianapolis. DeForest Buckner with a massive sack, smashing through the defensive line, the offensive line of the Vikings. This defensive line of the Colts has had their way with Kirk Cousins all day. And a drop by Justin Jefferson on 2nd down. It's now 3rd and 16. Back to you.
Kansas City picks up the 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Mahomes in the shotgun, DeAndre Washington to his left. Here comes Demarcus Robinson in motion. It'll be a jet action play to give to him, and he will go nowhere, losing about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Well, we have a big play coming up. On 3rd down, the Vikings failed to convert on 3rd and 16. They are now going for it. 4th and 16, 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the 4th quarter. This is such an insane call. What do you think of it? Adam, wait! This call may not be insane. Adam Thielen makes the catch and goes into the end zone. 60-yard touchdowns. The Vikings still have life.
Mahomes on 2nd and 12, running a little slant pattern. On the run, he has Sammy Watkins wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. 20-7, pending the extra point here in Los Angeles.
Post extra point here in Indianapolis is 16-14. Back to you. Sorry. Back to
Harrison Butker's extra point is perfect. 21-7, Kansas City lead here in Los Angeles.
I mean, this is a big drive here coming up for the Los Angeles Chargers. I mean, if they can score, then they have life. But if another turnover happens, it's probably looking like game for them.
Yeah, late into 3rd quarter here. This is the time when you really need the offense to get clicking. Justin Herbert, in only his 2nd start here as a Charger, and his 2nd start in the NFL, hands it to Austin Eckler. Eckler gains minimal yards, only 3.
Eckler is such an underrated back in this league. He can make a man miss. He can do just about anything you need out of a running back. Yet he gets so much disdain from around the league.
And meanwhile, Herbert in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Derek Nottie around from the left edge and gets him from behind. Justin Herbert not even smelling a thing, and it'll be 3rd and 15 coming up for the Chargers.
Big play. I mean, that's just what the Chiefs defense does. They just make
Herbert back to pass, throwing it across the middle, wide open is Hunter Henry, about a gain of 25 yards and a 1st down. That'll put him at the 48-yard line, and now in Kansas City territory.
What a turn of events for for the Los Angeles Chargers.
And now meanwhile, Chris Jones comes in and blasts Justin Herbert, almost a sack. Justin Herbert fortunate it came on. The ball came out once he hit the ground. It's going to be a 2nd and long 23 into the 3rd quarter. Chargers with an uphill battle heading into the 4th.
Here in Indianapolis, there is a midway through the 4th quarter, the Indianapolis Colts are driving. They are in the 34-yard line of the Minnesota Vikings, about to enter the red zone and hopefully score again and put this game fully out of reach of the Vikings.
Back here in Los Angeles, maybe the biggest play of Justin Herbert's career up to this point. Now, granted, it is only a 2-game career. 3rd and 17. Needs this to give the Chargers some life here in Los Angeles early in the 4th quarter. Herbert's pass. He will dump it off. And close to the 1st down. But Tyrann Mathieu with absolute force stood him up, and it'll be 4th and 1. And now the Chargers will go for this on 4th down and about a long 1 yard.
Update here in Indianapolis. The Indianapolis Colts throw to Trey Burton, who brings him down to the 6-yard line. The Indianapolis Colts are knocking on the front door of the Vikings. The Vikings need a turnover to stay in this game.
Meanwhile, Justin Herbert and the Chargers do get the first down. Eckler on this play now gets 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 10. But on that 4th down, he was stopped from the backfield. But Eckler, like you said earlier, can just shut off blockers with ease, it seems like, occasionally. And he was able to break free for a gain of 5 and 1st down.
Score update. Indianapolis Colts punches it in with Jonathan Taylor. They are now up 22-14 pending the extra point.
Justin Herbert looking to drive, and he is driving here at the 24, knocking on the red zone door of the Kansas City Chiefs. Herbert back to pass. Throwing it down. It'll be Eckler, and Eckler, a flag on the ground. What will it be? I'm pretty sure that was a face mask on Kansas City. And it is. Face mask on Kansas City. Tackle on another 15 yards. Chris Jones. Easily, it's so easy to get those fingers tangled up in the face mask, but it's going to be a 1st and goal from the 6 for the Chargers.
Sorry, we're breaking character for a second. Flingles? Sorry, I just thought that was funny. Continue on.
Okay. Meanwhile, Eckler bulldozing his way down to the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2.
Vikings, a quick update here in Indianapolis. Right before the 2-minute warning, the Vikings are getting the ball back down 9 points to the Indianapolis Colts.
And Austin Eckler will punch it in here. Tyrod Taylor to hold the extra point. And his kick is near perfect. 14-21. Chargers may have some life with 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. McCole Hardman will return it from about the 3-yard line. Wanting McCole Hardman to return this, and that might not have been the best idea, as he'll get this all the way up to the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for Kansas City.
Big update here. 2-minute warning here in Indianapolis. Vikings down 9, but driving on their own 49-yard line.
Mahomes will take the snap on 1st and 10. And he just overthrew DeMarcus Robinson. Not a play you see Patrick Mahomes make very often, overthrowing his wide open receiver. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Mahomes in the shotgun, DeAndre Washington is right. Marcus Robinson, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, and Sammy Watkins all line up. Now it's going to be Kelsey over the middle. Huge gain into Los Angeles territory at the 44. A gain of about 17 yards on 1st down for Kansas City.
Update here in Indianapolis, Grady. The Vikings, in under a minute, have driven into the red zone of the Indianapolis Colts, looking to punch it in and bring this within 1 score. Back to you.
And meanwhile, he'll throw to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill will have a gain of 11 and a 1st down. Patrick Mahomes officially over 200 yards passing in today's game.
Massive update here. DeForest Buckner has given a massive sack, pushing the Vikings out of the red zone. 3rd and 13. Intercepted again. Moore with his 3rd interception this year. Who is Moore, and why is he going off this so far this early in the season? This looks to be the dagger interception to end the game for the Minnesota Vikings.
But meanwhile, Kelsey with an amazing diving grab on 2nd and 10. 1st down, and now Kansas City's in the red zone. It's 21-14, keep in mind, but Kansas City looking to drive up the score just a little more here.
Driving up the score is great, but it just puts so much bad blood between the franchises, especially division rivals. You don't need that. You're going to give them motivation to beat you next time.
And you really see in other divisions, for instance, the Packers and the Bears and the Eagles and the Cowboys, really just between in the divisions themselves. While those rivalries do have bad blood, it's not really a rivalry with all 4 teams together. That's really the only exception in the NFL is the AFC West. All the teams were founded in the early 1960s in what was then the American Football League, which in 1969, obviously the merger. And meanwhile, Mahomes throwing it to Tyreek Hill, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Dang. With the AFC West, it's just pure hatred across the board for if you're not my team, then you're against me. Big update here in Indianapolis, Grady. The Colts going for a bomb. Not a touchdown, but a nice 30-yard gain to get them out of their own end zone and into Minnesota territory.
And now Butker looking to make it a 14-point game. Tommy Townsend's hold perfect, and Butker's kick is perfect. It's 28-14 here in Los Angeles. Back out to you in Indy.
The Indianapolis Colts appear to be trying to run out the game with some rather intriguing tactics by throwing the ball. Back to you in Los Angeles.
Desmond King will take the kickoff and just take a knee here. 138 to Justin Herbert. Down by 2 scores. Do you think Justin Herbert can pull off this win against the Kansas City defense? But you do have Patrick Mahomes that you have to put the ball back to on the other side.
It's not impossible, but it's highly improbable. If there's a turnover, then anything can happen. But I think this game is about out of reach for this Los Angeles Chargers team.
Herbert taking the snap in the shotgun. Will dump it off low. And Austin Eckler close to the first down. They'll say he got it by about half a yard. And now Chargers in desperation mode. Hurry up offense. They're just going to keep going low to Austin Eckler. That throw is open every time, but I'm pretty sure Kansas City will allow that every time. Chargers out of timeouts. And they will need to get something going here. Pass batted down at the line. That was Alex Okafor. So now the Kansas City defense will get a breather. And the updates in Indy.
A massive update. The game has officially ended. The final score being 23-14 in favor of the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts have started off on a quite hot streak, going 2-0. But there's been this one unknown player so far this year named Moore the second, who's just finding his way around the ball and picking it off. In these 2 games, he has 3 turnovers and 3 picks. Such an interesting player. Do you think he'll be able to keep this up?
I think it's pretty hard to keep up any streak in any sport, especially in the NFL. With Justin Herbert now driving. 15 seconds to go, no timeouts. And they'll throw it. Eckler looking to get out of bounds, and he does. 8 seconds to go, but at the 20-yard line. This game pretty much over. Right now, the Chargers just playing for pride. And Justin Herbert will look to start his season 0-2 along with this new Charger team.
Rough start, but
hold on as Herbert throws an absolute bullet to the back of the end zone to Johnson. And with 4 seconds to go, it'll make it a 20-28 game. Tyrod Taylor's hold is good. The kick's perfect, and it'll be a 7-point lead for Kansas City with 4 seconds to go.
4 seconds in the game.
And now the Chargers could theoretically try an onside kick if they get it. They do have one last shot. But to no avail, as this one is picked up by Kansas City with 2 seconds to go. This game can just be nailed at by Patrick Mahomes. And Kansas City is going to advance to a 2-0 start for the first time in 10 straight years. The Kansas City Chiefs have started out the season 2-0.
Well, the Chiefs are just one of those teams that just can win the game in any ways possible. Slow, big, high, and explosive. They're probably the Super Bowl favorites coming into this year.
I would agree with you. The Kansas City Chiefs obviously made it last year. Unfortunately, lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The year before that, they went and beat the San Francisco 49ers. With this one just about over, 28-21, Kansas City had 224 passing yards, 29 rushing yards, 7.6 average yards per play, and 1 takeaway.
I mean, the thing about the Chiefs is they needed to run the ball more. You have to establish a running game to really have open the passing lanes. But Andy Reid has built such an amazing pass catching just core. Like everyone can catch on that team. That it doesn't really matter whether you run the ball as much, because whether you triple the whole team, they're still going to come down with the ball 90% of the time.
Yes, and the crazy stat, only 29 rushing yards for Kansas City today. But I think it's safe to say it was led through the air. Patrick Mahomes, a 142.8 passer rating. On 23 attempts, he completed 69% of them, completing 16. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 238 yards, his longest pass of 41 yards to Tyreek Hill.
Mahomes has started off this year on one of the hottest streaks to win. Hopefully he's trying to get his next MVP, but getting 2 MVPs, 2 Super Bowls, and a Super Bowl MVP would do wonders for his case for a Hall of Fame.
And that'll be about it for our show. Thank you for tuning in on today's episode of Dual Madden Gamecasts. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest.